Yo, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? How you guys doing today? It's your boy AMJ here, bringing you a Black Ops 1 gameplay. That's right, Black Ops Uno, the first in the Black Ops series. Which actually is kind of crazy because its campaign was completely irrelevant to World at War. In my opinion, I never really noticed anything that went from World at War to Black Ops. No, this didn't work. I just had to ask you guys a question. Are any of you guys friends with your exes? Because if you are, I might actually need you in some sort of guidance, because I seem to not be friends with any of my exes. Like, I know, like, for most people like me, if you have a really serious relationship like the one I'm in right now, then you know that your significant other probably doesn't want you to be friends with your exes anyway. But it's like, the fact of the matter is, even if my girlfriend was comfortable with me being friends with my exes, it wouldn't make any difference, because I can't be friends with my exes. It's not like some type of code that I have said, like, oh no, she's an ex, can't be your friend, you know, she's an ex-girlfriend. No, it's not like that. It's like they don't allow me to. I just want to bring up this subject because of what happened to me recently. So it was late at night, right? I'm talking like 3 o'clock in the morning type shit, and I get this phone call from this number that I didn't even recognize. So I answer, and it turns out it's my ex, and for confidentiality reasons, we're just gonna call her Jenny. So Jenny calls, and she tells me she can't sleep, right? And I'm like, okay, what do you want me to do about this? Now, understand, it was only awkward because Jenny hasn't talked to me in about 2 years after our breakup. Like, you know, we ended on bad terms, first of all, because she cheated, and then she calls me years later to tell me she can't sleep. Like, what the fuck do you want me to do? So I'm just like, alright, you know, you can't sleep. So she tells me about her little ant problem she's having in her house. So, you know, it's like ants are biting her or whatever, and I'm like, that's cool. And then, you know, we just go on in a conversation about a bunch of random shit. Next thing you know, she's telling me that I don't sound like myself. Like, not gonna lie, I have changed since those years. I used to be a really happy person. I'm more toward very blunt and almost hard to get along with very specific people, especially my exes, because they kind of piss me off. So it was like, you know, she's like, yeah, you just sound different, you act different, what's wrong? So I've been telling her what's been going on with me. And, you know, what's been going on with me is not really the best of things. You know, I'm not going to sit here and make it seem like it's the worst. You know, it's not the worst things in the world, but it's not exactly happy times over here. So as I'm sitting here going on telling her the shit that she's telling me, basically the issue that's going on is just between, you know, me and family and their opinions on me. Basically, she's saying that my family's opinions on me are right, and those opinions are insulting. So it's like, you know, you tell me this, and now suddenly I'm offended. You know what I mean? So she tells me that I think of my emotions too much, that I'm more toward a female. You know, she says that the fact that I actually care means that I'm like womanly. And I'm like, well, I'm sorry, bitch, for having fucking emotions and not being a fucking robot. You know, I have a question. Well, all the guys you dated that didn't have emotions, how the fuck did they do you in the end? So as we get on talking, she's like, well, thanks for making me feel like a dick. And I'm like, you're welcome. So she says, well, if you want to, you can hang the phone up. I hang the phone up because the conversation is getting nowhere. This bitch must have called me. You know, she texted me talking about some, I didn't mean for you to actually hang up. Then she calls me back talking about some, you weren't supposed to really hang up. I'm like, you told me to. She's like, no, you're not supposed to hang up when a girl tells you to hang up. You know, that makes it a lot worse, right? I'm like, I'm fully aware. So this girl, she basically goes into a whole bunch of random shit. She tries to tell me that I need God in my life and that he will help me by bringing new people in. And I'm like, how does that make any sense? Because her theory is basically that I'm not supposed to find people. The people are supposed to find me because God's going to bring them to me. And I'm like, well, okay, if that's the case, if everyone thought like that, how the hell is anybody supposed to find anybody? She's like, because God will do it, you know? And I'm like, okay, it's funny. I started laughing because she brought God to the situation. She's like, oh, let me guess, because you're an atheist, right? She thinks I'm an atheist because of the fact that I'm not too religious. And I don't really know. My opinions on this whole God superstition shit, it's kind of off. So she thinks I'm an atheist, but I'm not. And so I'm like, no, I'm not an atheist. It's just, I mean, I don't think God works like that. People come into your life because you look for them. You know, good things comes to those who wait, but better things comes to those who try to find it. You know, so it's like, she tells me afterwards, she's like, well, you know what, to be honest, I don't even believe in God like that. I don't even know if God's real, but yeah, I let him take over my life. I'm like, wait, how the fuck does that even make any sense? You just told me that you don't even know if God's real? You don't you don't know, but yet you let him you let him run your life. What the fuck? Where is the logic in that situation? Like that kind of threw me off. I didn't know what to believe after that. I'm like, okay, this bitch is crazy. She's crazy out of her fucking mind. And it's like, that's just one scenario. You know, girls, when it comes to them and their trippiness, they do a lot of weird shit I've never understood. I got the most like obnoxious exes, and it kind of bothers me because I don't like to be mean to them or make them seem as if I don't care, because in all honesty I do. I care about everybody, be the fact that I hate you or not. Whether you're an enemy or a friend, you still play a part in my life. Even if it isn't a good role, you still play one, you know? Everybody does. As long as we have some association, you are now a part of my life. Be that a person I just said hi to or a person that I later don't like, you were still there in my life. You were there, and that history was made, and it's in my memory, and it's never going to go away. You were there. So, you know, everyone plays a part of my life, and it's not the fact that I don't care. It's just they don't help me care. They don't. I try to be patient, to understand, to contribute to what they need as far as a friend goes or conversation or anything of that above, but they just don't let me. And it gets really difficult. And I don't know if it's just me or if it's something I'm doing, but for some reason I just can't be friends with my exes. You know what I mean? It's like none of them want me to be their friend, or even just for that matter, none of them want me to even try. For those I attempt with, they kind of get mad at me for still wanting to be involved somewhat, and I'm like, alright bitch, you don't want me there? I won't fucking be there. And it's like I quit on them, I don't want to do it no more, and then I'm the bad guy. It's like I gotta tell all my fucking old girlfriends to skate because I don't play no X games, you know what I mean? I can't do it. I can't play with the exes because they won't allow me to. They won't let me be there, and I don't want to try, frankly. It's like trying to give somebody food that they don't like. If they're not going to eat it, you know, you can't force feed them. They don't want it. Same thing with my friendship. I'm not going to force you my friendship. I'm not going to give you something that I obviously see you don't deserve. Anyway, guys, this has been AMJ here. Like, comment, subscribe if you like the video. It means a lot to me. I like to see people actually liking the videos. And if you like Black Ops 1 content, stay tuned because we'll definitely be dropping more. Peace out, guys.
Yeah.